Hello everyone, myself Mrs. Gaikwad, Assistant Professor from Department of Computer Engineering, ASSMS Institute of Information Technology Pune, is presenting you today a topic on Android architecture. My objective of presenting this topic is to study Android architecture. When we go through the Android architecture, if you look at the diagram, it shows all the layers in the Android architecture. As we can see, it is a layered architecture. It is having five different layers, which are applications, application framework, Android runtime system, native components or platform libraries, then Linux kernel, and we are going through each and every layer from top to bottom. I'll explain one by one. So let me start. So as shown in the diagram, the main components of Android architecture are applications, Android framework, Android runtime, platform libraries, and Linux kernel. The topmost layer of Android architecture is applications layer. The native and third party applications like email, music, gallery, games, contacts, etc., whatever we build, those will be installed on this layer only. As we all know, we are using Android mobiles nowadays. So, whichever application we create will be installed on this layer only, which is the topmost layer, and this layer runs within the Android runtime using the classes and services made available from the application framework, which is our second layer. This Android framework provides classes used to create Android application. It actually provides a generic abstraction for hardware access and manages the user interface and application resources. It basically provides services through which we can create a particular class, and that will be helpful for application creation. The application framework includes services like a telephony service, location service, notification manager, NFC service, view system, etc., which we can use for application development as per our requirements. So it gives us a framework to use while creating the Android application. The third layer is Android runtime, which is a very important part of Android, and it contains components like core libraries and DVM. DVM is a Dalvik virtual machine. This is actually a register based virtual machine like JVM, Java Virtual Machine, and it is specifically designed and optimized for Android to ensure that the device can run multiple instances efficiently. So we can run many instances on the Android app of the Android app, and the core libraries, which is the second part of Android runtime, it enables us to implement Android applications using standard Java programming language. So you can say the Android runtime is the engine that powers our application along with the libraries, and it forms the basis of application framework. The fourth layer is platform libraries. As the name suggests, it includes various libraries such as C or C++ and Java based libraries, which will be useful for Android development. Many examples we can go through, like a media library for working on audio video files, Surface Manager to provide display management, SQLite for database support, WebKit for web browser support, and SSL for internet security. We can use many more libraries like 3GL and OpenGL, which are used for 2D and 3D graphics that we add to the Android applications. So the last layer, that is Linux kernel, which is the bottom layer, and it is also called as heart of the Android architecture because it manages all the drivers such as display drivers, camera drivers, Bluetooth drivers, audio drivers, memory drivers, which are required by Android device during the runtime. It provides an abstraction layer between the device driver and remainder of the stack. So that's why it is called as the heart of Android architecture. It you can say is mainly required for the Android device during the runtime. It also responsible for memory management, power management, device management, resource access, etc. Okay. So if we elaborate the previous diagram or first diagram, we can go into the details of all those layers. Then we can see that start with application layer. You can see like home, contact, phone, browser. Like when using a Android phone or Android mobile phone, you must have seen like these were the applications that we were able to see and which are developed, we directly use those. But below that there are so many things like application framework, which is managing all the activities, windows, the contents, the views that are we are looking at, various packages that are installed on the Android telephony system, the resource manager, the location manager are included in application framework. The third and fourth layer of Android architecture can be combined like as shown in this diagram. So various libraries like SQLite, Media, Surface Manager, OpenGL, then WebKit, SSL. As I already told, SQLite for database support, like when we are creating a database application. If we want to add security, we can add SSL libraries. Likewise, depending on what type of application you are designing, you are supposed to take the help of those libraries accordingly to develop that Android application. And Android Runtime is there to help to create an Android application, which is providing us the DVM and core libraries, which will help us to program in Java so that we can create the Android application. And the last bottom layer, as I already explained, is the heart, which is having all the drivers that are required like display, camera, flash memory driver, keypad, Wi-Fi, audio, then the binder, then power management. All those things are handled by the lowest layer. So whenever we are creating or designing an Android app, we should go according to the Android architecture. So the outcome, we can say that the users can develop Android application based on the Android architecture that we have just seen. So thank you.